Flying Eagles of Nigeria qualified for the round of 16 in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup after drawing with Colombia. And so in the Group F fixture, so they qualified as one of the best third place teams in the tournament. So in the group stage, well, but it is absolutely crazy. Watch that game, look at that game. I know lots of you watching out there will be like, come on, Ugo, you should be happy. You should be satisfied. The team is qualified for the round of 16 to play against Argentina. Yes, I'm happy. Like I always say, when you go into a football game, whether you have the most rubbish performance or such a lackluster performance and you win, I would take that over having a scintillating performance where you absolutely dominate the opponent from start to finish and you end up losing the game or not getting the result you need to qualify for the next round. But we just have to pick this game apart. If we don't, it will be absolutely crazy on our part, absolutely crazy on my part, absolutely crazy on your part as a Nigerian football fan if you don't pull this performance apart. From start to finish, it was an absolutely shambolic performance in my humble opinion. It was crazy. There was no control. It was just back and forth, no control. The passes, they didn't seem to be tailored for the strikers. It was just, we hit it and we hope R16 will use his space, get onto the ball, and will create opportunity that way. Now, R16 was instrumental to, the penalty. He didn't create the penalty directly, but he caught the ball, he laid it off, and then the shot came in, and the Colombian player blocked the ball off with his hand, and that was a penalty. But before we get to that, the first 10 minutes felt like Nigeria looked like they knew what they were doing. Although it was still chaotic, but it felt like they were decided with more positive intent, that had the will to win, actually, that wanted it more. But after 10 minutes, Colombia took over, were dominant on the ball. I think Colombia were lacking in midfield as well, but they had more structure to how they wanted to attack. Their fullbacks were better, their centre backs were better on the ball than Nigeria centre backs, whipping the ball to their wide players. They were very fast, electrifying as well, like the Nigerian players. So it was absolutely chaotic. And just one point to note, one person that I've been very impressed with in this tournament for the Flying Eagles, Sani Suleiman, will be missing from that game for Argentina that I mentioned earlier in the show, which is really, really sad because I haven't really been convinced by Achechi's performance. The start he had against Norway, the cameo he had against Saudi Arabia, I haven't really been overly impressed with how he played. Now, I think, and then, so when Colombia scored that goal, it was coming. It wasn't a fluke. It was coming. They were getting better of the play. They were controlling the ball better, getting into more dangerous positions, and it just felt like a matter of time. And then that goal came. Beautiful finish from the Colombian forward, and it felt like it was going to be one of those days where it was just going to end 1-0 to Colombia. Chelsea, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria had the opportunity to score, but hit the post a couple of times. One by Maigana hit the post, and the goalkeeper got a finger to it, went up for a corner in the first half, hit the foot of the post. He hit the foot of the post as well from a header from Daniel Daga. So they had the opportunity. But for me, the problem has been the midfield. That has been the major concern for me. And as well, the defensive sort of philosophy. And while it's not something you only attribute to Nigeria, it's something that is killing this Nigerian team, which is you having defenders rather than staying behind your man, making sure he's unable to turn, frustrate the player and comfortably win the ball. You see people want to do crazy things like flying in front of their man, trying to win the ball like some sort of octopus or something. But that never works out because you always lose out. The person sees you coming, spins around, and you look like a right old fool. And that's how it felt. That's what I was seeing many of the Nigerian defenders doing. So that was one issue. But the main issue for me was this midfield. Absolutely crazy. Ayuma, I know he did that pirouette in the midfield. He nutmegged the Colombian player. And now a lot of people, a lot of Nigerian fans, I don't know if you're one of them, already losing their minds, going, wow, Ayuma. Do you remember Bartolomeu Ogbeche? Do you remember him? You remember that friendly match? I don't know if you're old enough to remember. Those of you watching, do you remember that was the overhead kick or bicycle kick in the game versus Scotland? He didn't even score, right? He actually hit as it crossbar or the post, and everyone went crazy. Ogbeche, Ogbeche, Ogbeche. I think Ayuma is having an Ogbeche moment right now, right? He did that pirouette, not make everyone losing their mind, and everyone seems to have forgotten what he's done in the AFCON and what he's done in this competition up to date. No control in that midfield. No control in that midfield. He's meant to be the guy. He's meant to be the 10. And this Kamaldeen that we keep hearing about, Kamaldeen, the next JJ, when is he going? When are we going to see minutes of him? What's going on? Because yesterday or earlier this morning, this team was starving for creativity. And I keep saying this, Areli Parabo is feeding on scraps. Sally did nothing in this game, right? He's returned to type, unfortunately, for Nigerian football fans. So, I don't know. Going into that game versus Argentina, they do have quality. I'm thinking Nigeria should go with Agada and Areli Parabo to start that game. Because Charles Agada, he brings something different. He's more stocky, he's muscular, he's more fierce with his running, just like Daniel Amokachi all those years ago. He's someone that can bring that something different to combine with the raw pace and athletic ability of Areli Parabo. And I think that would work a treat, because Salihu, I watch him and I say, what is he bringing to this team? I don't see it. He scored that goal. Yes, kudos to him for scoring the goal versus Saudi Arabia. Top marks. Without that goal, probably Nigeria are not in this tournament. Are not still in this tournament. But good goal. Overall, his overall play, issues with it. Right. And even today, even in the game, Flying Eagles were able to get that penalty converted from the spot. Bamiyi, Klaus, Michelson converts from the spot. Calmly sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Beautiful penalty from him. But you can't keep relying on moments like that, right? You cannot keep relying on moments like that. And just before I go on to finalize, right? There was an earlier penalty that was clear cut. So I don't know why Zubair was trying to save his VAR review request. Why was he trying to save it? I don't quite understand what he was trying to achieve with that one, in my humble opinion. So, but anyways, to save his blushes, another penalty incident happened. He requested for a VAR review or reviewed penalty. Bamiyi slotted the penalty beautifully in. But I must say this, the midfield, you can't keep relying on penalties. People have to create. You have someone like Areli Parabo willing to run the channels. If you bring Agada in, you have someone who's powerful and can score goals for you. But then you don't have people who can create in midfield all game. How many opportunities would you say Ayuma created? Simple question. Just answer in the comment section. How many chances would you say he created? Yes, Nigeria had lots of shots. Sometimes it's what the quality of shots you're having. Are you having shots from 40 yards out? Are you blazing the shots way into the sky? So what are the quality of shots you're having? What are the quality of opportunities you're having that are being created for you? If you're having someone like Ayuma that all through this competition he hasn't really created anything, then what are we talking about? Kamaldeen is meant to be this creative genius. Why is he not playing? Or are we being lied to? Is he being hyped more than he is? Right? So if he's not being hyped more than he is, then he should be getting more minutes as opposed to 5 minutes here and 10 minutes here. Apparently, Chelsea are interested in signing Kamaldeen. Let's see how that all shakes up. But overall, this performance didn't do anything to inspire me to feel like Nigeria would go into the game with Argentina and actually boss them and come with a win. for me is to keep it respectable. Going to the game, of course, I'll always support a Nigerian side against any team in the world, even if it's prime Brazil, merged with prime Argentina, merged with, England, merged with prime Spain. I'll still back and support Nigeria to win. But the truth still remains, which is this team isn't properly put together. The way the selection has been made is so awful. Lack of a better phrase, word is so awful. Look at the midfield, so poor. So poor, so poor. No creativity coming out from that midfield. Daniel Daga, doing his work, mopping up. But when it comes to Ayuma, what is he doing? And there's no option off the bench. So going to this game versus Argentina, you don't want them to score you first. Because if they do score, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria first, then it could be a crazy scoreline. But then again, you look at the team and ask yourself, where is this Flying Eagles side going to have the control going into that game, against Argentina? Let's see how that all shapes up. Now, unfortunately, Sani Suleiman, like I said earlier, will be missing. That means Achechi will be the one playing in that game, and I feel like Sani Suleiman will be sorely missed against a side like Argentina. Achechi, now if the ball is in your court, you have to show that you are the guy that Royal Antwerp in Belgium signed. You are that guy. You come into that game and show what you're made of, because the past 2 games he hasn't really been impressive in my opinion. Ochoche, he's good overall. He's good, don't get me wrong, but he likes to try some things that I don't think he should be trying, in my humble opinion. To keep it simple. So, they're my personal opinions on this game. I want to know what you think. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. And from tomorrow, I will begin the review or the preview to the Nigeria World Cup qualifying games, Lesotho and Benin Republic, giving you updates from the camps, and also keep your eyes peeled on the shots on the channel, giving you some football highlights as well as giving you updates about things happening in the world of football. At this point, come to the end of this video, and I'll see you on yet another video. Stay well, stay blessed.